Thank you for your interest in learning how to guide meditation confidently. We need leaders now more than ever in raising consciousness for humanity. We have, with world events, the pandemic, war, uh, people are stressed out and busier than ever. And they know that they need focus. They know that they need to be calm and develop resilience, but they don't know how, and they don't know how to start. And so, if you're someone who's interested in becoming a meditation coach or leader or teacher, this is such an incredible service that you're offering to people because it's something that can benefit them for the rest of their lives. And it also greatly benefits you. It helps you raise your own awareness, your own consciousness, and it's deeply fulfilling. And you'll see how rewarding sharing meditation can be when you really bring it into your everyday life and you show up for it consistently. You'll begin to see how it sort of brings in this magic energy, magic flow, clarity, more intuition, more manifestation into your own life. And so it's like you're helping to create this quality of energy and vibration for other people to live and flow, to be more grounded and calm. But you're also creating that for yourself in your own home, in your own life. So, just the depth at which you can reach in leading meditation is profound. And there are a number of things that keep people from feeling confident. So, I just want to talk about what will hold you back. If you're thinking about sharing meditation, or you do already and you get really nervous and anxious, because there is a component where you are speaking in front of people, at least one other person, or maybe a group of people. And what can you do? What helps you to feel anchored? Well, I'll tell you what happens oftentimes for teachers and coaches who begin to lead meditation is that they start to get nervous and there's fear. And oftentimes people are afraid and afraid of different things, of letting people down, of being judged, of not giving people the full experience of meditation. So it's really important to be aware of your fears, but not to allow them to direct you when you're going to lead meditation. So be aware of what is coming up. Um, Also, when people are really in their head, that can make people more nervous when they're leading meditation. And people are in their head when they're trying to memorize something or repeat someone else's meditation and words. And so it really changes the energy when you're kind of thinking from a script versus truly being in the moment and guiding meditation. And I'll talk a little bit more about this, why it's so important to allow yourself to be present and to be available to your own guidance, your own flow, so that your own voice and expression can emerge into the space of the group that you're teaching. So if you're trying to please other people or trying to ensure that they're all having a good time, because quite frankly, people struggle in meditation and it's okay. That's part of the process, right? They're not always going to have a nice and cozy meditation. But if you become overly concerned about leading the space, then and feeling responsible for how people feel all the time, then that's going to be a heavy weight. It's going to zap your energy and your confidence. And so, if you are the type of person that feels the need to please or perform or prove, and we have all grown up with that need, right? The need to please, perform, and prove. And so, we learn how to let that go when it comes up, noticing when it comes up, like the thoughts in our meditation, seeing them rise up like clouds in the sky, and then letting them go by. So, just being aware of some of these hindrances, of these negative thoughts or limiting beliefs that could be holding you back. And the biggest one being, I'm not good enough, and doubting that you're good enough to lead meditation. Um, Everybody kind of comes in with that thought in the back of their mind. And just understand that's a collective belief that so many of us have bought into on some level. A lot of times it's unconscious. For some of us, it's more conscious, but it's just a feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm not going to live up to these expectations of these people. And so it kind of becomes about you, right? And it's important to shift the focus to the people that you're serving. It's meditation, it's sitting in silence. It isn't about you and all your skill and all your expertise. Actually, it's much more about the space and the container, the sacred space that you're creating together. And it's also about your intention. And this is about your intention to serve and to serve people and create a space where they can connect to their spirit, connect to their inner selves. And the purpose of meditation is self realization. And you become more self realized the more you share meditation as well. Those insights flow more easily. So think also about your intention and the people that you are going to touch through the practice of meditation. And if thoughts of not being good enough arise, we're going to notice those thoughts, allow them to go by, and even ask, is that really true? Because I never met a meditation teacher or leader who wasn't good enough. Really, what counts most is your willingness. It's your earnesty, it's your desire to share meditation. And with practice, you become more experienced. So don't put all that pressure on yourself to be so good or so perfect, so ready that you don't even get out there and really do the real work, right? The real work of showing up and being there, holding the space with other people. So we need to kind of get beyond the ego identification as well, when we want to start sharing meditation, because it is going to challenge your ego for sure. Okay. So, what gives you confidence to lead meditation? So simple. It's your heart, your heart, and your heart is enough. Your heart has so much love, so much wisdom, so much energy. And when you lead from this place in your being, people feel it, they experience it directly. Leading meditation with confidence is about being in your heart, being connected to your spirit, your energy, your voice, letting yourself authentically express from your deepest inner being your own true heart. And this is the purpose of meditation, to be your true selves. So you don't have to be somebody else. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be an authority. You don't have to have written a bunch of books. Even if I started as a beginner. I had only been practicing meditation for a few years before I was asked to teach meditation. And I can tell you, when I first started, I felt something like a fraud. I was thinking people are going to catch on to, that I don't really know what I'm doing. Um, and and I always felt sort of inadequate, and I couldn't understand, you know, why people wanted this with, from me, but then I also saw how people benefited. And so I just kept going. I questioned it less and less and less. The doubt started to go away. And when you start to develop this kind of spiritual confidence, which is just more surrendering to spirit in the moment rather than needing to know all of it and the whole thing and all the different styles of meditation, but starting with your own practice, the practice that you love, the practice you love, go there and be willing to share that with people. You don't have to copy someone else. You don't have to be a replica of a past tradition. You can make it into your own. And that's what I found was most effective for people is when they created a practice that they loved. That inspires them to get up every day and do it every single day because it's authentically coming from them. So hopefully you're sharing what you love and that love touches someone else to do what they love. So here are the 3 steps that you can do to start leading meditation confidently. And the first is to develop your own practice. Develop your own practice, play, experiment, go out of the bounds, do whatever you want, like you don't have to make meditation, it's not this like thing we have to do in a box. It's like you get to play, you get to make it as big and wild and imaginative as you want. And that's how you really learn. Develop your own practice every single day. Do something. It doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours. It can be something that's 20 minutes. Some of us only have a couple minutes in the morning. So do what you can in those couple minutes. You never have to feel bad. That's not what meditation is for. You don't have to feel bad about not having a meditation practice that's good enough, right? Like, where does that even come from? You never have to feel bad about that. That's not what meditation is for. It's not to provide guilt or make you feel bad about anything. It's a privilege. So it's a privilege of making the time to connect with spirit, to create sacred space, and to listen. So every day, develop your own practice, go deeper, do something. The second thing that you can do is practice sharing. Practice sharing as a practitioner, not an expert per se, or an authority or a teacher, but as part of your practice. Think of it as something that is part of your spiritual practice, which is to just share meditation every week, maybe once a month, but have the courage, find the courage inside of you to just say, I'm going to do this once a week, whatever feels good for you that you can realistically do and show up to. And that's step number 3, which is show up consistently. Show up consistently. And if you're willing to show up consistently, something happens. And when you show up, you have to let go of the expectations. The expectation that people are going to show up for you, show up for your class, the way it's going to go, but just show up. That is 99% of it. All the other stuff, all the thoughts in your head, the prep work, that's all the 1%. Like you get to do that when you show up. Right? So you might have had these ideas in the back of your mind percolating because meditation has really touched you. And you have all these ideas about how to share, who to connect with, what to do. And it's about taking action on those ideas, taking action on those inspirations that have been percolating, and bringing them forward, taking action on them in your own life. So this is how you can start to really lead meditation with confidence, with clarity, with calm, and feel really good about it.